Heart of Texas Media Network, any and all things Texas. And the question arises, what happened to South by Southwest? I forgot all about South by Southwest, to be honest with you, at least for this year. I went to South by Southwest way back when I remember South by Southwest when it was way back in the day. I'm not gonna say when, how long, probably about. I remember going back to, I believe, the late '90s, if I'm correct. But I remember being a part of some South by Southwest festivities in the early 2000s, and it was a vibe, man. It was just Austin was just different back then. You know, they say keep Austin weird. Austin's not weird. Austin's weird in a different way now because it's not the same Austin. It's really not. Nothing's the same. That really, we can cut the video off right there. Nothing is the same. And then we see that. And so we just always being reminded glaringly of these changes. And it's just a very stark reminder in the year 2025 that the only constant is change. And back then, Austin wasn't so expensive. It's always been just a little bit more expensive, from what I understand, than San Antonio, but not by much, not exponentially the way it is now. So I don't know what y'all think. Is it a matter of economy? That's part of the conversation. That's a talking point people will bring about. It's the economy. Austin is expensive. The world is expensive. You can buy marijuana in the stores and eggs on the street. What a turnabout. So things are just changing. The economy is a part of that change, and that has contributed to South by Southwest. What's your opinion on that? Some people will bring up the talking point that along with the economy, the prohibitive nature of the tickets, but just the demonstration, just the fact that it's really gotten away from the event. The essence of South by Southwest has really gotten away from what it was intended for. The independent music scene right there in Austin, and then the expanse from that, independence in Texas, independence just nationwide, worldwide. And we've seen it expand and bud and bloom from that. And then it gets to when corporations swoop in on something and really sink their teeth into it. Once the masses and the corporations get a hold of something, it's only a matter of time when it's just going to turn sour. And that's what happened. I believe, because I don't speak from feelings. But my belief is that it's just run its course once it's been tainted by the corporate veil, the grips of the corporate, corporate America. But let's look at some of these comments. I'll just be talking. Let's look at some of these comments. Okay, so Let's look at some of these comments. We got Shane Quaid. In the beginning, they would sell 50K plus badges. Every company had representation. Artists actually got something for paying to play for South by Southwest. Then South by Southwest got greedy. Their sponsor packages were no longer worth it for brands to give them money, so they started doing their own unofficial South by Southwest events. Yeah, you see that. I did start to see that, the unofficial. I mean, that's always been a thing. Actually, it's not like they just started doing that, but that became more of the wave for people to do their satellite, so to speak, satellite locations, and at the same time of South by Southwest. So just capitalizing on the name, capitalizing on the traffic, and the entire energy of that week. So that's always been a thing. South by Southwest. I can't say that. But that's always been a thing. The unofficial events. So that would only make sense. That's always been a thing. And then again, with the kind of like what I was saying, they're kind of echoing what I said as far as the greed, the more sponsors, the bigger the sponsors, the more greed took a part of it. People gonna make their own wave and capitalize off of it, but not pay the piper. And this is an important part right here. This comment. This is very true. Very true. South by Southwest pushed their entire focus to the technology and film week instead of music. Very true. Very true. And that was inevitable because, again, the money's not in the music like it used to be. And then the most astute, adept, and skillful creatives are going to find a way to merge music, technology, and film and video, and turn that into the product, turn that into their marketing machine. They're gonna find ways to integrate that. That's why YouTube is such a big deal. That's why anybody who can create and control their own technology as far as how they make transactions, how they do their merch and products of any kind. The more you control the technology, your platforms, it's lucrative. And so it's not just about being the hottest rapper, hottest artist, and South by Southwest knows that. So that's why this is a very good point. The tie focus to the technology and film week instead of music. The best artists, the biggest players right now are the ones who are the integrators, so to speak, the ones who combine all those worlds. And that's why you see from at the top of the music game and the technology game and just the media game, you see guys like Jay-Z, of course. Nas is not finally, but Nas wasn't initially known as a mogul in the business sense, but he's in the later part of his career, he's really made some moves as far as technology and investing, and still being able to be an artist. We know guys like Chamillionaire, Texas' own, well notable for making moves with business. But he's still doing his thing as far as the music, but he's able to do it in a whole different way, because these guys know you can't just eat it right off the music. I believe it makes it so much easier to do your music when it's just like anything, man. Anything that becomes a necessity, no matter how much you love it, it becomes a job and a chore. And that's anything. You start to abhor it to in a sense. But I was looking at this also, South by Southwest update, and It's showing that there are people out. It wasn't as barren as this one. That's earlier in the day. It's later on in the day. But I mean, it would be a time when this early in the day it'd be jumping. But I don't know. We don't. Of course, this is just. We don't even know if this is 1:30 p.m. on a Saturday. Honestly, shit. Now that I say it, but we're gonna trust his artistic and his journalistic integrity. And this is the update from that same day. I would imagine. You got the Hebrew Israelites out. The Hebrew Israelites out. You know, that's right. You ever seen the Hebrew Israelites out? Brothers, be fighting a good fight. I got a level of respect for them, you know, and you know they do. They have their message. They have a right to their message. They just go. I don't have no opinion on Hebrew Israelites. Anyway. But yeah, this is South by Southwest. I'm sure this is probably a little bit over exaggerated. I'm sure it'll really take another few years for the event to just die, unless they just cancel it altogether. But just by its nature, the time of the year, the brand and build equity they've already have. People will still go. They'll still go.